Alright, this is just a quick audio test for me just before we go live. Alright, this is just a quick audio test. Okay, sounds good. Let's go live. And we are live. Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining me on this Sunday morning. We're going to try and save the planet again. So, yeah, be part of my coverage for Virtually Expo, a virtual convention put on by the people who organise UK Games Expo. I'm doing a whole series of live streams this weekend. One of the games that I'm showing is Under Falling Skies, and this is the fourth video that I'm doing of the game this weekend. And I'm joined today by, if I go over to Discord, are they still here?
We are indeed.
Yes, you are here. Excellent. Right, so Luke, you're here again.
Yeah, I thought I'd come back for more.
90 years in the future from when you last were, because we were 1930s yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, well, I get about a bit.
No, I can assure you, no spiders today, okay?
Better not be, no spider aliens.
No spider aliens, yeah. Right, and we're also joined by a quarter of Polyhedron Collider, Mr. Andy Lewis.
Hello.
How are you doing, Andy?
I'm good, mate. I'm good.
Good.
I must admit, this is exciting.
Good. Luke, just a quick signal boost for yourself. Tell us about you and your YouTube channel and what you do.
If you weren't here yesterday, I run the Broken Meeple channel, a YouTube video channel and podcast, basically on a weekly basis, putting up videos and podcast shows. It's a variety show just covering board games in general and the people who play them, while supporting smaller channels and getting them kind of like off the ground in showcasing their works as well. And
you do a website as well with written stuff?
Used to. I've got a website that just sort of hubs everything, but I don't really do written reviews anymore. It's now pretty much video and podcast.
Pretty much videos. Yeah, cool. Andy, tell us a little bit about Polyhedron Collider.
Started by Steve Tudor many years ago. We are primarily a tabletop gaming review site, and we have been doing a podcast for, I think it's about 4 years now.
Quite a while now, yeah.
Flown. Yeah, which has sort of gone from strength to strength, which is great.
Yeah.
We are, I think, widely regarded to be brutally honest at times.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I like you.
Exactly. Yeah, it seems to be. It's one of the things we have on feedback is that people do appreciate the honesty at times.
Yeah.
So yes, we've also been likened to the Top Gear of board games.
Yes.
Not our label, but we're quite happy to have it. I'm not going to tell you which one everyone thinks I am. I'll let the audience decide.
Yeah.
So yes, we are very excited to buy board gamings and RPGs. And
so it's primarily a podcast, but Steve mentioned that you're going to be he's going to be branching out at least into some video stuff.
Yes, yeah, he's been tinkering with it for a couple of months now, and I've been sort of tinkering with the idea as well, and I've not actually got around to doing it yet.
Yeah.
I used to do video reviews of computer games many years ago.
Oh right, okay.
Which is still on my YouTube channel actually, if anyone's picked them out. So I do appreciate the pain that goes into video reviewing.
Yeah,
it's difficult.
Yeah,
I'm glad you can sympathise now.
It does take a while. Oh, wait a minute! I've just recorded an hour and a half blog and forgot to plug the microphone in. Yep,
that's it. Yep.
Been there. Right. Okay. So, Under Falling Skies. Solo game. Why are both of you playing it? So it is a solo game. Okay. However, I firmly believe this game is best suited to two people trying to work together. Okay. So yeah, aliens have arrived. There's a mothership. The mothership is going to be moving down this board at the end of each round. When it reaches this space, you lose the game. In order to try and win the game, you must do research into developing the ultimate weapon to fight off the aliens, which basically means moving this marker here all the way to the top of the track. This is a prototype. The artwork is nearly finished, but the components that you see, certainly these, were grabbed from my spare box of components. You've chosen today to defend Roswell. The game is going to come with over 20 different locations to defend, each of which will have a special ability. Roswell is the initial one. There is no special ability on here. And also, Roswell is not using the rules for robots, okay? So if this is the only video that you have watched of this game, Just be aware that there are extra rules for building robots which we're not using in this game. Now, the base configuration, which you see here, this is dependent on Roswell. So Roswell says top of A, bottom of B. There you go. There's going to be multiple base configurations, and depending on which base you're playing with, the layout is going to be different. And you will notice on Roswell there are no blue rooms, because it's the blue rooms that build you the robots. Whereas if we were playing this side, for example, there's a robot room. Okay. Now, the next thing to decide is what difficulty level you want to play at. This is set up for difficulty level 1. If we decide to play on difficulty level 2, we've flipped one of these boards over. And the more of these boards you flip over, the higher the difficulty set. Just bear with us a minute. I'm getting a phone call. Hang on. I've got to take this. Oh, it's Steve. Yeah, hi, Steve. It's Steve from Polyhedron Collider. What was that? Remind them that you played on difficulty level 1 and you beat it on your own without any help. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Steve. Right. Okay. Cheers. Bye. So what difficulty level would you like to play on?
I can't help but feel I'm being goaded.
Yeah, I can't tell if that was real or put on.
Because that's the sort of thing he'd actually do. No, 2. I'm having it. I'm falling for it.
Now, even if you... So to be honest, I can only sometimes beat it on 2. So I'm not saying you should go more than 2, but you might want to go on 1.
If I can blame Andy for failure, we'll go 2. But
yeah, let's do it. I get blamed for a lot of things at Polyhedron Collider, so let's do 2.
Why? You're going to go 2, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Would you like to pick 2 numbers between 1 and 4?
Go, Luke. Which one do you want?
Oh, I was being nice to you. 1 and 3.
Oh, okay.
1 and 3. Okay. So I'll tell you now. First-time players, difficulty level 3. You're probably not going to do this.
Hang on, you said 2.
Are you doing difficulty level 2 or difficulty level 3?
2.
We said 2.
2. Okay, I'll flip that back then. There you go. Okay, so difficulty level 2, we have flipped one of the boards over. So it is going to be a challenge. It is still possible. You can do it, but it is going to be tough. Right, okay, so here's how the game plays. Game is played in a series of rounds. The start of each round, we roll all of these dice. And I'm going to line them up here for you. Ooh. Right, okay, so you've got 3 5s, a 1 and a 4. What you do now is you must now assign these dice into your base. Okay, so if you can see your base is divided into 5 columns, and for the purposes of the video, so that you can tell me what to do, we're going to call them columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, from left to right. And there's multiple levels of the base as well, levels 1 to 6, going from top to bottom. You will place the dice in the columns, but every column must have 1 dice in it. So you've got 5 dice, you've got 5 columns, there must be 1 dice in every column. Okay. Once all of the dice have been placed, that's when we resolve the room. So at the moment, all you're doing is you're putting the dice on. The rooms don't actually resolve until they've all been placed. Now, at the start of the game, this is the excavator. What that means is anything beyond the excavator is not actually there right now. Okay, so the only rooms you can use at the start of the game are all of these on the top and then these on level 2. However, once per turn, you may place one of the dice ahead of the excavator, for example, here. You're not using that room, but what you're saying is that you're going to excavate to that point. And that means next round, you now have access to more rooms. Okay? You are going to need to excavate in order to win the game. That'll become clear later on. Now, the dice that you place for excavation, the number matters because that is how far away you can put it. So if this is a 5, if you decide to use the 5, you could put it 1 away if you really wanted to. It's a little bit of a waste. Or you could go there, 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 or there. So these empty spaces, they do count as a space. Okay, so generally speaking, because excavation will cost you 1 power, you start the game with 2 power. You can have a maximum of 7. Generally speaking, you want to use high value dice to excavate so that you get more value for it. Okay.
Yep.
The other rooms are available to you right now. The yellow room will generate you more power. And this is a double room. Now, double rooms will only work if you have a dice on both sections. So you can put that there. That's totally allowed. But when we come to resolve them, it won't do anything because it's on its own. But if you have 2 dice in there, you will add up the values of the dice. There is a -3 modifier on this room. So what that means is you add up the values of the dice, -3, and that's how much power you get. The green room is all about doing alien research, and that costs 2 power to use. And the orange room, or the red room here, is scrambling fighter jets, which will allow you to blow up the alien spacecraft. Okay, right. Let's go on to the alien spacecraft now. And another important thing about the dice. Every time you put a dice in a column, all of the alien spacecraft, so not the mothership, but these red ones, in that column will move down that number of spaces. So here, we put a 5 there. That means this will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I say all of the spacecraft because it could happen that you end up with 2 in the same column. And if you did that, that 5 would actually move both of them down towards you. Okay? So that's so high values are great, but it means the spacecraft move closer towards you. Whenever one of the spacecraft actually arrives at Roswell, your base will take 1 point of damage, and then the spacecraft will respawn at the end of that round. Your base is able to take this amount of damage. If this marker ever reaches the skull, that's when you lose the game. Okay? So this game is a win or lose. There is no point system. So if you win and you're here, it's still a win. Okay? So use that to your advantage. Now, the colours of the dice. This is where the tactical decisions come in, because you might just think, well, hang on a minute, Paul, you've just rolled the dice. This game's very random. And although the initial dice roll is as it is, you have ways of manipulating it. Every time you place one of the white dice, you must immediately re-roll all of the dice that you have left. So if you only wanted 1 5 this turn, and then you actually wanted low numbers, you'd place the white 5, and then you'd get to re-roll all of the others. But if you actually needed 2 5s, you'd want to place this one first, then this one, and then roll all of the others. So when you use the white dice, is tactically very important.
Right.
Right, the other rooms to explain is level 1. These rooms on level 1, these don't actually have any special ability like the other rooms, but every time you put a dice in one of those rooms, it means that the alien spacecraft move 1 space fewer towards you. So if you put a 1 there, it won't move. But if you put a 5 there, it will move 4 spaces. And if you notice, there's lots of icons on this board here. Getting the ships onto the right icons can be very important. And that brings us back to the fighter jet room here. So some of these spaces have explosions on. What that means is that when you have a ship on an explosion space, it means that you have the chance to blow it up by use of these red rooms. What you do is each of these spaces has a number on them, which you might need to switch to the YouTube feed to see the number because it's better quality. But what you do is you put a dice in one of the fighter rooms, and that will destroy all of the ships everywhere, which are on an explosion space, where the value is equal to the die value or less.
Right. So you can only blow up 1 space per fighter jet, basically.
No. This is a 5, so it would actually blow up. Well, in fact, this is a 5, but there's a -1 on the room. So 5 minus 1 is 4. It will blow up all of the ships that are on a space with a number 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's
Okay,
right.
but if you had a ship on a 6, that would not blow it up, but it would blow up all of the other ones if they're on an explosion space. Okay?
Right.
Cool.
So you want to be
Just about
efficient
the
with
number.
that. Right, okay. That costs a power to use. Research. The way research works is the dice you put on the research room. Oh, hang on. I just got a ping from Messenger, so I'm going to close down that. Close that down. There it is. Right. The dice that you put in the research room will generate you research points. Now, this is a 5. There's no modifier on the room, so that will generate you 5 points of research. You must then immediately, when you're resolving that room, spend those research points. And any that you can't spend from that room are lost immediately. So in other words, if you're using 2 different research rooms, you don't add the points together. You spend them individually, one room and then the other one. And those research points are spent on this track here, and you'll notice that there are these numbers in the circles. That's how many research points it costs you to get to the next level. So 5 is great, because this is a 3 and this is a 2. So it would move you to there. Whereas a 4 would only get you onto the 3. Okay?
And we'd waste the 1. Right?
Yeah. And you win by getting this marker to the top. Now have a look at the top number.
Like 11 or something? Cool.
How are you going to get 11 research in one room?
Multiple dice, or get to the bottom rooms where there's bigger rooms.
Yeah. Remember, multiple dice isn't going to help you, because that is a 5 followed by a 5. They are separate. You can't add them together. So you have to excavate in order to win. If you excavate this room, you can win if you get a 6 and a 5 together. But your safest bet, if you are able to excavate all the way to the end, and then you've got 3 dice, 3 dice, you should be able to get 11. Right. That's enough to be getting on with. There's a couple of extra little rules which I haven't mentioned, but we'll do that when we get there. So where would you like to place your dice?
Well,
Nobody.
I think well, we've only got 2 power, so there's no point in spending a 5 to excavate.
Excavating always costs 1 power.
No matter how far you get.
No matter how far you go.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
in
so-
that case,
so-
I shall change that decision and say it's absolutely worth spending a 5 to excavate.
Get yourself in the digger and get digging.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, we'll stick a 5 down for excavation because we've got 3 of them. We might as well spend them.
Question is, I mean, are we going to keep the high 5s and the 1, for first round, or are we going to stick the white die out and just roll half of
That's a
them?
good question. Right, so I'm going to try and work out what each of these rooms do. Now, there's no point in using the fighter jet yet because there's nothing to shoot down.
Remember, the
Well,
rooms
that'll
are
be a
all
second.
resolved after you've placed all of the
Left to right.
dice.
And then do the aliens move after that?
And Luke, it's not left to right, it's in whatever order you want.
Okay.
Right.
So in other words, you place a dice here, the spaceship moves. You place another
So
dice,
it's instant.
spaceship moves.
Got you.
Then,
Okay.
when you come to resolve the dice, then you can do them in any order. So although there are no ships on an explosion space now, there possibly will be. And also, that example I used about a 5 being quite good in this room because of a 3 and the 2. Yeah.
Okay, so I think a 5 for excavation, a 5 for
Yeah.
the research room, because that
Yeah,
gets
there's
us
like-
really good benefits.
It'll get a good start, and I suppose black 5 and then white 5 on that basis, because the other 3 numbers don't really line up with the spaceship blowing
So
up
you're thinking
explosions very much.
black 5 there to excavate. Again, we can
Yeah.
we can undo this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that has landed on a mothership space. What happens when one of these land on a mothership space? The mothership is going to move 1 space closer towards you.
Oh!
Okay.
Do we want to do that? Ooh. I don't think that's a good idea.
Well, you could take a chance and put.
You could.
Well, we can place the 4 later.
You
We
could
have to
excavate
place
with
it
a
yet.
How about do 5 research and
Yes.
use white 4 to excavate?
Yes,
So the
agreed.
5 on the research will move this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's landed on a blue arrow, which nudges it over to the right.
That's okay. We can live with that. I
That's
think.
cool. If we just line them up in one straight line, just aim the cannon. We do
Okay.
have one of
The
those.
rail gun.
And now you're thinking of excavating with the 4?
Oh, hang on. No, not yet, because we have
Well-
to, as soon as we put the white die down, we have to re-roll everything else. So do we want to use
Yeah.
everything?
Well, the
So-
1 isn't really doing much apart from we could
Agree.
just stick it somewhere and not
Well-
have a spaceship move.
For the generation of power, we could stick 2 dice in there, like a black 5, and how much power could we get from that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we only need 1 5 in the double power room.
I say you'll only get. I mean, if you put the 5 and the 1 there, you'll get 3 power as a net.
Oh yeah, because it's a modifier, isn't
It's
it?
a -3, yeah. And that -3
Well, in that case,
is so the -1 on the fighter room. This is a common mistake people make, is they think that affects how far the ships move. It doesn't. So if you put a 5 on there, it still moves 5, but when you come to resolve it, it's treated as if it was a 4.
pause.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, I think a 5 on the fighter jet space. No, not there.
Well, no,
that'll
'cause
move
it's-
down. Yeah.
It'll move those down, and there's no 5 in any of those numbers. All
So-
those. The jet
If we
numbers
stick-
all want 4, 2, and 1s really.
Agree. So what we need to do, if you put a 5 and the black 5 and the black 1 on the power room, that'll give us
Yeah.
3 power. Then
Yeah,
we
it's a
put
start.
put the white 4 on the excavation bit,
Yeah, and then re-roll the other
and then I'll re-roll that white 5 where we can decide what we want to do with it.
Okay, so let's do
Makes
this.
sense.
This 1 and this 5, any particular order?
one. Switch it round because that will put one of the ships on the 4 explosion space.
Okay, so
Agree.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that moves 1, and then a 4
No,
there.
All the way
switch-
around,
sw-
Paul.
There
Yeah,
you go.
that's it.
Oh yeah, it's because I'm looking at the YouTube feed.
All right, okay. That moves
That's it,
1,
yep.
2, 3, 4, and then we re-roll this one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a 1.
going to say your Discord window's showing a white screen.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it's
sorry,
still-
yeah.
no, there it is.
I alt-tabbed and forgot that it closes it. Right. So that
Right,
one
so
could
now
actually
we-
go in the top room to stop these moving.
Then it doesn't. Well, it's got to go in the center column, hasn't it? So yeah.
It has to go in the
It
center
has to,
column.
yeah.
So
Right,
you can
well,
either put
that's
it
that
there
decision
to
made.
move them one, if you wanted to,
No.
or you can
No,
put it
leave them where they
there
are. Luke's right.
to stop moving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Luke's right. Leave it in the top.
So now we resolve the rooms in whatever order we want. That one doesn't do anything, so we can remove it. The order is generally obvious, but I will let you tell me which order you want to do things in.
I think we do the excavation now because it doesn't affect anything else.
Okay, so 1 power excavates to there,
Yeah. Then we generate the power.
which is 6 minus 3 is 3 power.
Which at least
Putting you on
pops us
4.
back onto.
That's good. And then obviously the 5 room. which
Okay,
gives
you
us
say obviously, and you do want to do that, but it is optional. You do not have to resolve it. And sometimes when you're playing the game, you'll have a plan, and then you'll actually get to it, and you'll think, no, I'll tell you what, let's save that. Okay, so as long as you know it's optional, but this time you probably want to do
I
it.
think we do.
5 points of research.
Yep.
Moves you to there. Right. So the next thing that
Coffee
happens,
machine working.
that was phase 2. Phase 3 is the mothership moves down 1 space. Okay, now it's going to collect that one on the way. And then what happens is whatever is printed next to this arrow here, that is a special ability that the mothership has right now. And this one is an extra fighter appears. Okay, now we respawn.
Right.
We first of all respawn the red ones, and they will first respawn in an empty column. There are 2 empty columns, column 2 and column 5. You choose where the red one goes. The white one will go in the other column. It's a very, very small difference that probably doesn't matter too much.
They've both got 4 explosions in. They've both one's got 3. Well, it doesn't matter. So yeah, just put the number 2 and number 5.
There you go.
Matter, really.
So the only difference between the white ones and the red ones is if you blow up a red one, it will go back to the mothership and it will respawn. If you blow up a white one, it will not respawn.
Okay.
So that's the only difference between them. Okay, that's the end of the round. I'm going to roll the dice for round 2. But before you make a decision, I'm going to explain something else.
Uh-oh.
So, I did mention, when you move one of these ships onto a motherboard space, it causes the mothership to move 1 space closer towards you, which is bad. You are right, it is bad. However, if you do that on your turn, it means the ability on the right-hand side does not trigger. So, let's have a look at this mothership ability here. If you don't move the mothership this turn, then it will move itself at the end of the round. And this is a cave-in, and your excavator will move back 2 spaces.
Ooh, that's not good.
If you don't like that, what you could do is try and land on a mothership space this turn, which will manually move it 1. The ability doesn't trigger when you move it. It will still move at the end of the round, but it means that you've skipped over a particularly nasty effect that you don't want. So just bear that in mind. Now, one of the games yesterday was lost because a player moved the mothership too many times early on in the game and therefore ended up running out of time. So yeah, just be very careful when you do move the mothership down.
But honestly, it won't matter because if we do the just thinking out loud, I think my logic's right here. If we do the excavation first and excavate completely, it doesn't matter. Okay, it'll hamper us next round, but I think moving the excavator back at this point isn't that much of an issue.
Exactly.
We're quite a long way down the tunnel at the moment, and we've still got plenty of game left.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
So 2 new rooms have been unlocked. This is another research room. It costs 1 power instead of 2, but it's a -1 modifier on the dice. And you have a double fighter jet room. So it costs 2 power, but you add the values of the dice together. And on this board layout, there is a number 7 here.
Ooh.
Okay. So
that's nasty.
Yeah, when you're playing on difficulty level 1, the numbers only go up to 6. But as we flip these boards over, there are higher numbers there.
As we're feeling ballsy.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All these guys.
Right.
So what have we got? So are any of those spaceships on a fighter jet currently? Although they're all going to shift off that space, aren't they?
Yeah, this one is on a 4. This one is on a 2. But you're right, they're going to move.
So the one on the left-hand side, if we put a 3 down, it'll end up on a spot.
It will end up on a 4.
Yeah.
Which means we need
And
to
then-
put at least a 5 down on the fighter jet spot because there's a -1 on it.
Yep.
Or we use the double.
Or
Or
you
we
use
use
the
the
double
double
one.
fighter jet spot. Yeah.
And
we have a 6.
The double one might be well, saying that you want that one to move to a 4. That means you're putting a 3 down in that column anyway,
That's a good
and
point.
you're not going to put it on the fighter jet spot. We can't stick it where the excavator is. All you've got is that little
Yeah.
space above it, which will
Good
make
point.
it move only 2, which means it won't actually land on the space.
You could, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just because I can visually see it here. There's a 6 that you could put there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, it would end up on the other shot, and that would work.
Yeah. Is it the same number?
What's the same number? That's a 5.
That's a
so that would
5.
work.
So that would work.
That
It's
would still
just
work.
I didn't know if you wanted that 6 for excavating.
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 would get us the double research room for excavating
Yeah.
if we did that.
That would probably be sufficient, even if it is going to move 2 back. It's just that
Yeah,
2
I
and
would say
3
so.
is the 2 and 3 are just conveniently for not only do they not move those ships too far, but they'll also blow up that ship.
Yeah.
And
Unless we
remember-
just put one of the white dice down and then re-roll everything else
Yeah.
and make a decision after that. What's the... Is that a 6, Paul, in the middle column for the highest up shooty bang?
That is
yeah,
a 6.
that is a 6.
That
It
is a 6.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the one beneath that is a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
So that alien ain't getting shot unless we move it down 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces. Whoa.
Which
So
is
1, 2, 3.
unlikely with all that. Do you have to fill up both rooms in a double room in order to
Yes.
activate it?
Yeah.
All right. So, we
So
can't
you
stick
are
4
allowed to
in
put
there.
a dice in there just for the purpose of moving the ships down, but it won't do anything unless it's fully occupied.
Sure. I think it
Yeah.
might be worth putting the 6 in the fighter jet room and then re-rolling everything else to give us some more options. Because I don't like those 2s and 3s because they're not really doing anything for us.
That's what I mean. They're not. So though, are we likely to use a 5 for blowing stuff up? Because I see a 4, 3, 6, 4, 2. I mean, the only one that's got a 5 is too far away for the ship to physically get to.
Or do we gamble on the next round? We put the 2s and the 3s in on the sort of middle 2 aliens next to each other, and then move them like 1 on the next round so we can shoot them down. But that does
Yeah, I
rely
mean-
on.
Well, how about, I mean, let's get the excavator moving quite fast, I would say. I mean, if we do that, because I don't like the rest of the numbers, so I think we could try and gamble on the die rolls coming up slightly better.
I think the 6 on the fighter jet room is still a good idea because that will get at least one of the enemies destroyed as it stands.
And probably
Move
more.
down, and probably more. Because if we move anything onto the explosion spaces, they're going to die.
Oh, so you don't have to get exact.
No?
No, it's that level or below.
Oh, in that case, yeah, stick it on there. All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
So I'm
that-
going to move
that
this
re-rolls
6.
everything else.
I thought it was
re-roll
exact.
this.
My brain was
No,
starting to
no, no.
explode trying to figure it out.
Okay. So we have
That's
a 3,
better. That
a
gives us
3,
more
a
options.
4, and a 5.
There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we stick a 4 on the second of the fighter jet rooms,
Yep.
that moves that alien down onto a shooty bang spot that we can destroy.
1, 2,
Yep.
3, 4.
That
And
works.
it moves this one.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's okay. We can live with him being up there.
Okay.
It means we need
We
to
can-
stick something in the second fighter jet room for it to kick off, or we don't have to activate it because it doesn't matter because we've got shooty bang fun on the first column.
Exactly,
So we
yeah.
can ignore that. We can
Well,
then
does it kill all of them or just one ship at a time?
All of them that are on a space of 5 or less.
All right, so we can literally dump any die on that second column, really.
or we can use the research spot above it with the 5 and get nice, sexy research. Or a 3, actually, that would work better because it's only a
that
1 spot,
probably
isn't it?
won't work as well because if I'm looking at if the resolution's good, is that a 1 and a 5?
It's
for
a
the
1 and
research
then a
spots?
5. So yeah.
So we
Yeah.
use, or we could put the 5 down and re-roll those 2 3s and see what pops out.
Yeah, but what I mean is that if you put the 5 will not move you any higher than 1 will on the research spot because you need. Cause
No,
there's
I
a
know
1
that's
and a
what I
5.
mean. So we use the 5 for something else like excavation, and then
Yeah.
we use the fact that it's white to re-roll the 2 3s, and then we could dump a 1, as you say, or a 2 on the research spot. It gets us onto the next spot without too much being wasted.
Yeah.
Just to let you know, this white ship here is 3 spaces away from a 4.
That is true.
That's true. So can we put a 3 in
On the right-hand column in the power generation.
True, we do need to do some power. So why don't we just put the 3s in the power generation?
Yep, agree. 3 in the powers.
Generate the powers, and then we use the 5 for excavation as we were planning anyway.
Agree. Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. So we'll only
So I'll
generate
do that.
1 power there because it's a -2, but it'll do.
Okay, now the 5
Mm,
can only go here.
that's true. But that's okay because he's the highest up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it will move the mothership as well, which gets us away from the excavation thing, which is perfect.
Although, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, your other option.
Put it there. I was going to
We'll
say
do
the
that.
excavator,
Is that?
because the excavator only goes as far as the die, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
All right, so the 5 is wasted. Yeah,
then,
that's probably
yeah.
a better idea then.
Okay. So I
But
think
yeah,
I'd already
yeah.
moved this 3.
Yeah, you had.
So I'll move that
So
another
that means-
2, and then I'll move this
Yeah.
3. 1, 2, 3.
3. Okay.
And I think
Let's
that is
do it.
good. You're getting advice in the chat from Dermot.
Dermot,
seeing
would you not
5s,
have
3s,
destroyed
5s, and
column
4s.
5?
I think he's good. Yeah. Obviously Dermot's watching it on YouTube, so there's a slight delay. But I think that is correct.
Yeah,
So-
we're already destroying column 5 though. aren't we?
Yeah.
Now, Dermot, we have to move column 4 because we have to put a dice in it. So even if it was on an explosion,
Yeah.
it'll move, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's resolve. Which do you want to do first?
Blowy up ships.
Blow up ships. Yeah,
Blow up
make it
ship.
that
So 1 power, 6 minus 1 is 5. So boom, boom, boom.
You did not shoot that green stuff at me.
There you go. Right. 3 of them gone. Nice.
That looks better.
Okay.
I think we should generate some power now because we are
So-
a little short.
Yeah.
Generate
There
your
is
5.
there is one yeah.
5
There is
power.
one ship trying to get a little bit shall we say up himself, you know. So
It is, yeah. We
So-
need to get rid of him next
Okay.
time.
That
So
dice
it's
doesn't do
okay, that's
anything.
I got this. It's okay, aliens, I got this.
And then I guess you're excavating.
Yes.
So 1 power to
basically
excavate to there. Okay.
So it's just going to move forward 2 and then back 2. So
Yeah,
fine.
mothership moves down. Excavator moves back 2. Ships respawn. 1 goes in column
Oh,
1.
do we not have one of the aliens on the mothership space, Paul? Which is one of the reasons we put the 5 down. I think it's the lowest alien.
No,
That one. Oh no, is it?
No.
No, maybe I'm wrong.
no. Didn't.
Ah, it's because
No,
we
we
swapped
didn't
them round. I think it's because we
Yeah,
swapped them round. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we abandoned that because we figured,
Yeah,
like you said,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
early in the game.
There you go. There is your dice. There's a question in the chat. US release date. Fall 2020 is the official US release date. Don't know exactly when that will be. I would guess sometime around November-ish.
Pretty much all the hot games of this year are going to be at the end of this year anyway.
Yeah,
given
yeah.
what's
Yeah.
happened.
I have to admit, I'm quite liking this already.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad I don't have to get exact on those because that was burning my brain.
No.
But, but
Okay.
oh, the
we-
references. All right.
Oh,
so we got
right. So I think we need to put a 2 in column 4 because that'll get it onto a shooty bang spot, which is a 4, which means
Yep.
we then need a 5 on the
first red.
fighter jet, and that's okay
lo-
because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops it down onto another 4. So yes, let's do that.
Literally saw that, but didn't want to talk over you. So yes.
So,
Sorry, mate. Yeah, okay.
so a 2
So,
in
no,
column
we-
4, but
we're-
where on
We're
column
in
4?
sync.
Oh, that's a good question. What
Um,
is that? A research spot on the second row there? Yeah.
What's the modifier? -1.
-1?
Well, to be fair, you need at least 6 research to go up anyway. So
No. 1 research.
no, sorry,
One
6 to go up a
research.
decent amount. So
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, if
Let's
we're
do
not
that
going
then.
up 2 levels, then we just pop a low one on there.
Agreed. And then
You
a
happy with
five-
that?
A black 5 on the yeah. A black 5 on the fighter jet. So
1,
that
2,
moves on
3,
onto
4,
an
5.
explosion.
Yeah. Nice.
Brilliant.
And then what have we got? So what are those numbers in the middle column for shooty? That's
This
a
is a
6 and
6.
4, isn't
This
it?
is a 4.
So we need a 4
Can
to
we
get
put-
him onto the 4.
So we put a 4 excavate because it's not as bad. I mean, it's wasting 1 pip, but it's only 1 pip.
I think that's a good idea because then we'd
I don't-
re-roll the other 2. So what we're going to use them for is the next question. If we did that,
Well, if we
'Cause
get
obviously-
lucky and roll a 5, then we could always bump it on the research spot.
If we get a 3 research spot as well, because that would allow us to shoot down the other alien.
Or we simply put them on the top row just to slow their advance a little bit. If we're not planning to shoot them, then fine.
Let's do that and see what pops out.
So a 4 in here to excavate, which moves this down to there.
Hang on. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'm just considering.
As long as we don't move it any further, we're good.
Yeah.
Couple of 5s.
Well, there's the 5 that could go on that research spot I mentioned, because that will push us 2 spots up.
Oh,
when you combine it with the other. You resolve the 2 first, go up 1 space, then resolve the 5 in the double power space and go up another 1.
That works.
Yeah. Okay.
White or black?
Do we need the other 5?
Yeah.
Actually, why do we need the other white 5?
What we really need is a 2 or a 3 in the right column.
No. 5 in the right column is perfect, because if I'm counting this right, we put a black 5 down in research.
That'll work.
5, and then 5 white in the last column lines them up nicely for my nice little gun
1, 2,
sight.
3, 4, 5.
Yes, I hadn't seen that second explosion there. Yeah, good shout.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sometimes you just want to put the dice down to move them on the right space, even if you're not going to use the room. Which, there we go.
Yeah, you handle digging. I'll handle the guns.
Okay.
Deal.
Right, so we can resolve these rooms in whatever order you want. We'll take that one off first because it doesn't do anything.
Yep, fine. So I always like to blow up ships first, just in case.
So 1 power.
Is happy not to have his go.
4 points of shooting.
Yeah, especially that one at front.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you didn't quite get all 5 red ships in the same turn.
You get a bonus if you get all 5.
No, but I have seen it done. I saw it done on Friday. The team blew up all 5 red ships in one go, and then yesterday in a game, they shot all 5 red ships and a white ship on the same turn. It was like,
nice.
Yeah, wow. Okay, so
did they actually win the game though?
Yes.
Oh, I was hoping I could use that against them.
Oh,
right.
We got to leave the aliens with a fighting chance. So.
No, we don't. No,
it's not sporting. It's not sporting.
No, it's not sport. It's elimination. Right. I think we should definitely do the digging now.
Okay, so 1 power to excavate to there.
Uh-huh.
And then research.
Research room.
Research, yeah.
Okay, so it's 3 points of power in total to do a 1 point research, followed by a 5 point research.
Which just means we got to do power. Which just means we got to do power next turn. I mean, what's the modifier on the new research room? We just got
0.
Nice.
No, the new research room.
Oh, -1, but no power.
Okay.
Okay, so mothership moves down 1.
Research. Well, that's good because the next few research spots are pretty low numbers.
Okay, so I'm respawning the ships. Now at this point, all of the columns have something in them, and there's still 1 ship left to respawn. But it goes here because there's an empty spot. So there we go. We have 2 ships in column 2. Right, next round.
Just respawn nonsense.
Column 2's not looking too healthy right now. Right.
So 1, 3, 4, 4, and 5. There you go.
There's a lot of chances to blow it up though.
Yeah, so 1, 2, and 3 will get him into a nice, easy, shooty spot. We can put a 4 in the gun in the fighter jet if we need to.
Yeah. Well, what's the 2 numbers in front of that spaceship? Is that a 3 and a 5? I can't tell.
3 and a 5. Yeah.
So... I think a 5 in column 1.
To line them, that puts them on an arrow space.
Yeah, we're not going to do that.
A little bit of a zoom in. It's not going to work.
I'm going to do that.
I mean, a 3. I mean, let's see. We need power. That's certainly a given. So we need to like. I mean, we definitely want to
put a 4 in column power for column 1. That'll move the alien down and generate some power for us with no modifier.
Yeah, we definitely need power. So
a black 4 in the first column will move the thing onto a shooty gun spot. It does mean now, however, in columns 2 and 3, we need to put some dice down. Otherwise, the alien's going to get a little uncomfortably close. So we need a 3 in column 2, ideally.
Well, how about then? I mean, how about a 3 in column 2, which would be the white? But before we do that, do we want any of the dice?
Yeah, good. I'm just thinking now. If we put a 1 or a 4 in column 5.
Yep, I see.
That will in the power spot.
it will be a waste of a die, but it won't do anything at least.
It'll also shoot the alien. But then again, it's not actually that alien. Those 3 aliens aren't doing much at the moment. So even if they advance a few spots, they're not actually that dangerous right now. So maybe let's take advantage of that and do something useful.
Well, how about we excavate like a beast then?
Excavate and generate a lot of power.
A 5 would get it all the way over there.
It would.
And that gives us another research room. It gives us a single spot for a fighter jet, even though it just sucks up power. But it also gives us the double research, or triple research, whatever that is. Yeah, double research.
Yeah, let's.
So I think, dig like crazy.
So a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Put your foot down, Andy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is on a 6 explosion spot.
Right, so that means if we put 2 dice of at least 6 in, we need a lot of power though. I don't think we're going to be able to do this because we need power to shoot things down now. I know we're generating 4 power, aren't we?
You're currently generating 4. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
okay.
there is one other issue though. We need, because we've put a 5 in the center column, you can't put a die in that double red room.
That's true.
Okay, yeah.
But we can undo
Which means
this.
that
We can just shift it
means
across.
which means that the only way you're going to be able to blow up the stuff we need is to get a 6. Oh no, we can't even put one in there. No, if we excavate 5, we will not be able to shoot anything.
Yeah, let's not excavate 5 then. Let's excavate
4.
something else. Yeah, let's concentrate on shooting things down.
Yeah, and worry about excavation in a minute.
Yeah.
So you're still thinking the 5, but in the fighter room?
Not necessarily. I think possibly we waste a spot on it and move it in the... Hello, Banjo.
Okay.
I mean, you say that. I mean, the 5 will put that spaceship on another shooty space.
It will, but we can't use the 2 fighter spots that we need to use.
Yeah, you
if we're
can.
going to shoot things down.
How do you mean we can't use them? We got to...
No, sorry. If we're going to excavate a 5, sorry, yes, I'm talking nonsense. Ignore me.
No, we just might have to excavate a little bit less than 5.
Yeah, that's okay. So we could excavate a 4 or a 2. 1, 2.
I think a 4 would be good because that will put the die in that black space in the 4th column, which is currently unused. It will shift one of the spaceships to the middle column, which has some shooty stuff coming up, which means we might be able to kill it sooner. Yeah. Do we need the 3 and the 1 for anything? If not, we can put the 4 out now and re-roll those 2.
Or we could put a 1 in the right-hand column, which would put it onto a 4, which means it'll get shot down.
Yes, okay, that's even better.
Yeah, so put the 5 where it was, Paul.
5 where it was. Okay, so we'll move that to there.
5 where it was. All right, 1 in column 5 on, I don't know, just put it on any spot really.
Corridor.
The top row. Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
We need it to at least move, and then we put the 4 down for excavation in the 4th column.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, which moves this.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 onto an arrow, which moves to there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then re-roll.
Just
roll the 3, and a 3 would be ideal again, but actually 4 would still be fine. Actually,
4 is
fine.
perfect.
Yeah, we need to. 1, 2. Actually, 4 is ideal.
The 4 is
we need to
absolutely perfect.
Put it in the red. Yeah.
Red.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3,
I love
4.
shooting down aliens.
There you go.
Is this going to be a 5 for 5?
Choo.
It's gonna be
Oh, hang on. Phone's going. Yeah, hi, Steve. Yeah, I know. They just got really, really lucky with the dice. Yeah.
Oh, don't you give...
So if they win, it's down to that. Yeah. Okay, got it. Okay.
All right, now you're just trolling.
Maybe. Right, okay, so let's resolve the dice.
Let's
No
generate
power.
some power first.
So I guess 4 power first.
Excavation.
Excavation costs 1 power. Move to there.
And then you can go hog wild on the shooting, Luke.
Okay. 2 power. So 1, 2, 3.
But I do know
4,
here today that the Black Knights will
5.
emerge victorious
Wow.
once again.
There you go. So you killed 5 ships, but not all 5 red ships. But, there you go. That's okay. Right, end of the round. This moves down, and now let's respawn. Yeah, you're keeping these ships definitely in check. Right, off we go.
Research soon, otherwise we're in trouble.
Yeah, you've got the ship sorted. It's the research and the power that's... Yeah. Okay, we have a couple of 5s, and we have some 2s and 1.
Quite fitting there. Battery nearly ran out again. It's like, we're not got enough power in the base. I can't even run my laptop. How do you expect me to shoot anything down?
Okay.
55221.
Yeah.
Well, we need
What's the date for the mothership? That's just another.
It'll be another fighter here. Yeah.
a white
Just
one.
keep on coming.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the end of the world.
So we need
Where's the
a 4 for
excavator?
research. Ideally, a 5 for
Yeah, 'cause
research
this-
to get us to 2 spots.
And you've
Yeah, 'cause
opened
this
up a
one worried
double
about-
research room now.
That is true.
Yeah,
So we need either
we need-
a 4, a 5, or an 8 for double research. Ooh, right, we can't do that currently unless we waste some spots. 4,
I
5.
think-
Oh, actually, no. We can do 10. So that's 2 5s, and that gets us up a
You can't-
long way.
The white
Can't do
dice.
2 5s. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. Unless we get lucky. I think it
Well,
might be
I mean,
worth
if
a punt.
I mean, if you use a white 5, we've got 4 dice to re-roll, so that's not entirely full luck.
That's what I'm thinking. Should we
Yeah.
chance?
We might have to take a break from shooting ships for a turn or two because I'm worried that we're not quite going high up on the research track.
Yeah.
I think column 4 would be the best one to put that in because it would actually
It'll
punt
shift
to
it to a
column
column.
5. Yeah, that's okay. And then there's two chances later on to shoot him down.
Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Re-roll these.
So that's already 2 spots on the research track. If we can get at least another 4. We don't even need a 5, just a 4 will do. Oh no, sorry, hang on. 4, 5.
Get us a 4 spot. I know it means
Sorry.
we re-roll unless we waste a 6, but that gets the alien particularly close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We've
And it mean-
excavated past the double. We need to get some power though, so we definitely need some good
Yeah, you
power
need
on
power.
that first column.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 6 in the power gen column. And it would put it on a
Yeah.
shooty bang as well if we needed it.
It will, assuming we actually have the chance to do that. But I suppose
just-
actually we might be able to. It will. I mean, we'll use up 2 power for the research room, and there's 2 power for that fighter space on the 5th column.
Mm-hmm.
But it could feasibly be done. So a 5 will stick it on. Well, the thing is, we want that 5 for the research, don't we?
We do, yeah. Ideally.
A 4
need
will
some-
just punt it to another column.
We need some power, though, because we only got 1 power.
You're generating 6.
Oh, no, it's generating 6, sorry. I'm
Yeah.
being stupid.
Yeah, we're doing a
Yes.
ton of power. I mean, we haven't-
So,
yeah. Problem is, I don't think we're going to be able to shoot anything down this round.
No, which is fine.
that's okay. They're near the top. It's all right.
Well, some of them are. But I mean, all right, in that case, then I mean, if we do a 5 on there, how far can we get that excavator? 1, 2, 3. 4. We're looking at. If we can get another 5 on the dice, we can move the excavator all the way for that second column. Otherwise, we're only moving it 2 spaces.
Well, the white die will go in the second research room, so that's okay. But
Yeah,
obviously,
I
it
think-
forces the re-rolls for the other 2.
I think-
You're right.
I think get the rerolls.
You think? Okay.
Well, a
Do you think-
5 in the second column will move the excavator all the way to the bottom row.
It's true. So if we get lucky. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it won't.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You put it in the second column, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, see what you mean. Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because it moves as far of it, but we have to put it in the second column. If we have no use for a 2 and a 4, then I say why not re-roll?
You happy with that then?
Yeah. I can see the logic there.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5. Okay, let's re-roll
I mean, it may
these.
be worth sticking them in the top row at some point just to slow them down a bit.
We've got a 6 and a 3.
We can still use the 6.
You
in
can
the
still-
second column.
Yep.
Well, that'll
We
work,
just-
yeah, because the alien ship's
Spot.
miles away.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, that'll do.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But now we
Yeah.
need to. Let's see,
3.
3 has to go in that space.
And that's ideal because it'll end up in a shooty spot. I know. Oh god, no. 'cause then
any-
it'll move
actually-
the other one.
Well, actually, are any of it'll move the mothership down one, but then are any of the ships on shooty spots at the moment?
we have to
they're
put a
on
die
high.
in, so it doesn't matter.
That's on a 5.
Yeah, but
Obviously,
we
we
wouldn't
mean,
have,
yeah.
we wouldn't have enough guns anyway. So how about put it in the top space just to slow that ship down?
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, so they just move 2.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So let's resolve. That guy to come on. I'm assuming you're going to do power first.
Yeah, power first.
Okay,
Now the research.
research. So it's double 2 power for 10 points of research, which is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
That's the game.
We have researched the Jaffa Cake. We're good.
And excavating to there. Okay.
Yeah.
Mothership moves down. New white fighter appears in column 4.
Right.
Done. Your go.
All right. So we carry on researching. We don't worry too much about excavating because we've got time for that. But we do need to start shooting.
I agree.
So-
yeah.
You've got a low
The
straight.
problem is the bottom of the board has got a lot of mothership nonsense as well.
Yeah.
Remember, this is the board that you flipped over for increasing the difficulty. And yes, it is a lot more dangerous.
Right. So
That's not.
right. Okay. So those bottom shooty ones, we have got 2 power with a what modifier?
This
That
is
first red.
1 power with no modifier, and this is 2 power with a +1. And this is a
Plus
power room with a +1.
Sweet.
So we
got
wanna
some
make
nat
use of
50
those.
rooms. Oh yes, and we need to shoot lots.
1, 2, 3, 4,
So-
5, 6. Yeah. So if we use the plane with a +1, oh yeah, we need a 6. 1, 2, 3,
Well, hang on.
4,
Let's,
5.
I'm switching to YouTube. Let's have a look at those numbers. So we've got 3 and so we got 4 on the first column, then 3 and 5 second column, 4.
Six.
Nothing. The white ship's in unimportant, and then a 5 and a 2 potentially if you're going to shoot the back one. But I'm more concerned about these ones in front.
So ideally, we need a 3 in column 5 somewhere.
To line them up. Yep.
To line him up. We need a 2 in column 3 to line him up.
2 or
Which-
3. Yep.
Could be a research, maybe.
Yeah, you've got a bit of a fence here with a 6. It's a bit of a hurdle to get across.
I know. I'm just thinking because if we stick a 2 in the research bit, well, then we could put a 5 in column 4. Because that way would get us over the 7.
What
the
if
black
you use
5
the
in
double
column 4.
research room?
Yeah, exactly. The black 5 in column 4,
Yeah.
the black 2 in column 3 in the research room.
Yeah.
That then moves everything and lines it up onto a shooty spot as well.
I'll just put this on just so we see what it looks like.
Yeah, that
Yep,
goes to
switch-
there.
Oop, switch back to Discord. There we go.
5. Yeah, that's that.
Yep.
So then what we need to do is we need to now generate some power to line up the alien in column 2 with something that we can use. 1, 2,
Black 3. I mean that
Black
generates
3.
3. It would generate. It's a +1 modifier on that one, isn't it?
yeah.
In here,
So,
yeah.
Is
that, so
generate
that would be 4 power, and it lines it up.
Yeah. But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we need to put a 5 in column.
No, this could work. If we put the 3 black in the power spot, so that makes 4
Yep.
power. That lines
Agree.
that ship up. If we
Yeah.
then put the
One
white
in column
4,
5.
no, if we put the white 4 in column 5, on the top space, it moves it 3 spaces instead of 4, and it lines that front ship up with the shooty spot.
Yes.
It does, but you're not actually shooting anything this turn.
Oh,
Unless we
oh,
put something in column 1. That's the thing.
yeah. Oh, right.
So we need a 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5
In
in
that case-
column 1, which we will re-roll, but obviously we're gambling a lot on that.
Yeah.
And there's also excavating to beyond this room, but the mothership is about to move it 1 back. So
Yeah, but we got a
tactically,
long time.
yeah, what I'm
a
saying
long
is
time before we
tactically,
do
you
it.
probably don't want to excavate to here this turn, because then
No.
you'll end up moving it 1 back.
Yeah.
So you might as well wait
Yeah.
until after this has happened.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, we're pretty good with the excavation already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more concerned about shooty. So I suppose... Because how many ships are we shooting at the moment? 3? That's really
There
nice.
are 4 on explosion spaces, but you're currently not using a fighter room.
So I guess we'll have to use the red. I guess we'll have to use the white 4 on the fighty space to guarantee we can shoot stuff down, and then just hope the other one gives us a half decent number for the last spot. Because the only thing I'm worried about though is if that ship on column 5 moves past the explosion, we can't kill it.
Yeah, remember, this is how much damage your base can take.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah, of
doesn't
course,
matter
it's
if
a
one
damage.
lands,
Yeah.
so we're not going to die.
What?
It's
You're not going
okay.
for a clean sheet? Oh, right.
I'd like to.
I've never seen it happen.
There's always that first, but yeah, I'm
Exactly.
on that basis. All right. So how about a 4 column 1 in the double power modifier shooty?
Look,
'Cause that's
you're
enough,
saying
isn't it?
that, but 1, 2, 3, 4. What we really want is a 5 in column 1.
Well, no, because are any of them sitting on 6s?
This one.
Plus
Doesn't
one
matter.
modifier there, isn't it?
What I mean is, that means that it moves the alien down to.
Oh yeah,
that's
because
on
the
a
first. Oh yeah,
We
because the
need a
first
5
agent
in
still got to
column one.
move. Yeah.
Yeah, I think put the white.
How about all right then? If what you're saying is how about then a white one in the top space so that column 5 does not move,
Yeah,
and then re-roll the other one and hope that it's half decent.
yeah. Let's see what
So you're
happens.
thinking of that.
We're gonna gamble here. The thing is though, if we roll that 4 and it comes out to be a 1, we can't shoot anything down.
Or a 2. Or
Yeah,
even...
Best to shoot. So best to shoot
Yeah,
some things
Let's
down
shoot
then.
some. Yeah, put the 4 in 1 and then re-roll the 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
If
moves
necessary, we've got to-
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to re-roll this one.
Skip them others.
Oh,
5.
Typical. We can't swap them around either. Okay, so what we could do, we either generate power, which we don't need to do,
You won't be able to generate power.
No,
off
it
a
wouldn't
single
work
yellow.
anyway.
or
How
we
about
put the 5 on the shooty
on the
bang-
research.
On
the
research,
shooty-
yeah. On,
Well, if we put it on, because the thing is, if you put it on the top spot, you're going to put the ship on the mother space, which is not good. And if that ship's going to get through and ruin my clean sheet, then fine. We might as well get on and do it. But then at least that 5 research, because then how much are we generating? 7.
7,
and
which will
we
put
5.
you
can't get
there.
past the 1. Oh yes, we are, because we've got loads
Yeah.
of research, aren't we?
Yeah, you got
Yeah,
7
well,
coming in
if you
here.
do it, yeah, because
Yeah,
if you do because you've got 7 that will do the first 2 spots, and then 5
good
will
point.
do the next 2.
Yeah, good shout. Yeah.
Good with that?
I understand that.
1,
Yep.
2, 3,
Yep,
4,
yep.
5. 1,
Fine,
2,
you could
3,
pepper
4,
my
5.
thing. I
Okay,
will seek vengeance.
right.
This is going down in your performance review, Luke. For not
Okay, right.
Well,
So
all you got to do is press the accelerator pedal. It's not that difficult.
it's a claustrophobic and antisocial environment. You know, we're under a lot of mental pressure.
Yeah, that wasn't your. That was our decision to put you in that situation.
Keep him out of the way.
right, let's resolve these rooms then. Which one first?
Shoot. I always like shooting first.
So 2 power, everything on a 5 or less, which is that one and that one. Okay, next.
Next,
Research.
generate
generate
power.
power. Yeah.
So
yeah,
4
generate
points
the
of power, putting you on to 6.
Unplug your PlayStation, and there we go.
Right. So then we do 7 research.
7.
So for
So that's
2
6.
power, 7 points of research that moves you up to there.
7
and
research.
Then 1 power for 5 points of
And
research,
5 points of research.
moving you up to there.
That's brilliant.
Okay, mothership moves
Right.
down. There is a slight cave in, and then respawn. So that one
Yeah,
goes
one
on
job.
there. That one goes on there.
Not to get buried.
Okay, right,
That's
here we
where
go.
I put it.
Now, this next
Right, so-
ability, this next mothership ability here, means that you will move 1 step back on the research track.
Ew, I don't like that.
That's
This might
dirty.
be a time where it's worth moving it faster. Then.
Yeah. So if we get
That's
a
the
6 on the
mothership's-
if we get a
That's the
6 on the
mothership's-
research, that won't slow us down too much. If it goes
Yeah.
back one. Right, there you go. There's
What's the
our
mothership
6.
doing now, anyway? It's true, although where's that going to put the second ship?
Although, if we get a 9
9
on the research, ooh,
What are those numbers in the research there? 5,
5, 1,
11.
3, 11.
So a 9 sets us up for an 11 turn.
but it actually no, we don't want to do that because it'll move back 1, which will then set us up for a 14 turn. We don't want to do that.
Unless we jinx it so that the mothership moves in advance. We
Yeah.
give it a little head start.
It's a good shout. That's worth bearing in mind.
And given that we've got a couple of ships on the low down bit here, that's not exactly
Yeah.
necessarily hard to accomplish.
So,
Question is, to get 9 research, what do we need? We need a 6 white and a black 3.
a 3. Yeah, black 3 in one of the in the double research.
That would be
In the
column
middle
3.
column. Yep, agree. Column
There?
3 for the research. Yeah, that
Okay,
moves
so
him up
this
to a 4.
moves
So if
1,
we
2,
do want to
3.
do some shooty fun, we can do.
I was thinking the 6, but okay, fine. If we want to do any shooty. Because if we put
Yeah.
the 6 in the other one, that puts the white ship on our doorstep, but it does land it on the mothership, suppose.
True. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you reckon?
Well, I mean, we're certainly going to take a bit of damage from some of these ships coming in, but it's a case of if we can guarantee we get that 9 research without getting pushed back, then that means that even if we have taken some base damage, the next turn is just shove everything onto the research space.
And then
but that does mean we have to make sure we excavate that room in full.
Yes. So if we,
how about the 4? So how about the 4 black on the 5th row first?
Yes.
Because then at least that guarantees the excavation.
Where? Oh,
Agreed.
here.
And it moves the little spaceship onto the mothership coming down, so we don't lose the excavator.
It won't do it on that one.
Not on that one.
No, that's for the 6. That's for the 6 white. That will accomplish that.
Okay, so 4 there. This hits Roswell. You take a point of damage. And then this moves 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're doing that. Oh, yeah. I thought if we put it onto column 4, you'd move white.
But we need 9 research.
Oh yeah, good point. Sorry.
That was because then we got 6.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah. Do we need the black 5?
Well, it's going to have to go in 1 or 2 if we do that. So 2, 3, 4,
I don't
5.
I don't want to put it. Don't put it in 2 unless you're putting it on the slow down space, because otherwise you'll hit another mothership space.
We want to do that though.
Well, we only want to do it. We're already doing that with the 6 white. Do you want to move the mothership down twice?
Yeah, this 6 is going to move this one to here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And there's a safety spot with the mothership after this, so we don't want to waste it.
Okay, yeah. So if we move 1, 2,
so
3, 5, you could put it in. Oh, no, you can't put it in column 3. Damn. Well, we just put it in column 1
on the generate power.
Power.
Yeah, generate power, because that way it's going to hit the ground anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the power. Clears column 1 out. We get a lot of power for it. Yeah, problem goes away. So now 6
white.
on the white. Yeah, in column 4.
Research.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which moves this down.
Which means we don't lose our research.
And we re-roll this.
Yeah.
Emergency. They're researching the railgun.
There's a 2.
Change down.
Has to go in column 2. I think
More power.
More power.
I mean, you're either moving the ship 1 space or 2 space. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
At least now we have no need for power shortage.
No. So, rooms.
Excavate first.
So 1 power to excavate to the end. Yep.
Good. Generate power.
Yep.
So 5 power putting you up to 7.
Yep, so we're all maxed out. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. Do the research.
Yeah.
2 points of power for 9 points of research, which moves you up to the penultimate spot. And then you generate a bit more power. You have some spare power, so...
Perfect.
Mothership
We
moves
are
down 1.
Ploughing everything into research this turn.
That goes on there.
Daleks are getting afraid now.
Okay, so here we have something that hasn't occurred yet. This is going to go in either column 2, 3, 4, or 5, and it goes in the one where there is the furthest distance between the mothership and the nearest ship, so it goes there.
Okay.
Right,
Fine.
potentially the last round, all you need is 11 points of research, and you win.
On rolls. Well, there's 6.
There's 6.
See the
That's
dice.
going straight in.
I can only see 3 dice. Stop. There we go.
Right.
6,
3, and 1. Problem go. No, that's only 10.
It's only 10.
Oh yeah. Maths.
So
all right.
the 6 is gonna have to go in.
6 black. Then
In
pop
where?
the white in. Oh yeah.
Doesn't
1,
matter.
2, 3. 4. Well, I don't want the mothership to go shifting too. Actually,
You're
no.
right.
Put the 6 in column 4, because then that puts the thing on the mothership space.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which moves this down. Now, here's a little trick. I wasn't going to tell you this in the rules, because it probably wouldn't make sense at the point I was going to explain it, but it's a little trick and you've just found it. You are going to move the mothership down. These 2 are currently 1 space away from the mothership, okay? So what happens is they get collected and they will respawn at the end of the round. You have effectively removed them for this turn. It is a little clever little trick.
I thought they got run over or something. It's
Yeah.
like, mothership, we're going too fast.
Right.
Okay.
We need a re-roll, Luke. So I think sticking the 1 in somewhere is a good idea.
Yeah, anywhere really. Just stick, we don't need any
Here?
power. It's a waste
so
of basically just slow and build.
Go anywhere. Yeah, so we re-roll everything else. So we need at least
5 on the dice.
That'll
there
do.
we go. There's
Right,
6.
That 6 can go in column 3.
2 or 3, it makes no difference.
3 doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yep.
And stick a black 2 in column 2. And then whatever's left goes in column 1. It doesn't matter.
Slow it down.
Yeah.
There you go.
1, 2, 3. Mothership moves down
But
1.
let the mothership move. We don't care.
It's fine. Okay,
Sure,
2
it's
power, 14 points of research. Win, I get a Jaffa cake. Awesome.
Hooray! And you get on the phone to Steve to tell him he's a loser.
Yep.
So, you played that very well. And I think, and this was interesting because you chose to flip over this board. If you'd have flipped over one of the other boards, the icons on the right-hand side are a lot more penalising. So because, I mean, I think you did this accidentally, but it was really good play. Because you flipped over this board, there are no things on the right-hand side. It means the board itself is a lot harder than the other side of the other boards. And what you did is you were shooting down the ships a lot. Early on, you were stopping them getting here. So that you weren't, you weren't actually paying the penalty for having a harder board because you were stopping the ships getting there. My concern when we got to round 3 was that you were actually spending too much effort in shooting the ships down, that you actually weren't doing the other stuff, but then you realised that and you shifted focus. No, I think you played that brilliantly. Yeah, that went really well.
Yeah, so we had to push it back to say, look, we're just setting up, getting nice, and then once we got to a comfortable position with excavating, it's like, right, now we need to just research this thing.
Yeah. But you see what happened if we'd have accidentally done difficulty level 3, which I thought we were going to do. There you go. Yeah, it's just the ramp up in difficulty is there.
We'd have probably still done it, maybe just taken 2 more damage. But...
Yeah. So the print and play version of this game that's been available online is sort of using. I mean, it does use the robots, but that was the Roswell base. If we were to have played on New York, just to show you how this works, New York would be using that and that. Okay, so that is the base configuration for New York with the excavator starting here. And it's different. Every time every base requires you to play it in a slightly different way. The Washington one is actually fascinating. The way that Washington works, that is B and C. So I find this one the hardest.
Yeah,
that one does.
There you go.
You got one the wrong way up.
Yeah, bottom one's the wrong way around.
There you go. That's Washington. So you start off with 3 rooms of jet fighters, no research, no robots, and a little power generation.
Yeah,
5 power.
And there's this here. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Washington is a different one. But what's interesting with the Washington special ability, before rolling the dice, one of the white dice is fixed on a 6.
So the ship's going to move super fast, but you've obviously then got to use the 6.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm certainly going to head off one person in the chat there. Has anyone actually lost a game of this that seems really easy?
Yes.
Bear in mind we're all gamers. We're playing this on difficulty 2.
Out of 5.
Yeah, clearly there's 3 more difficulty levels.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, because when you flip one board, I mean...
You flip one board.
This, you flip every board?
Because there's 5, well, okay, that makes sense now.
There you go.
Thinking, it's difficulty 3. That's fine.
So, no, it is...
Still, so
I mean, you learn the game on difficulty 1. If you're a gamer, you learn it on difficulty 2, and you got a decent chance of difficulty 2. And then 3, 4, and 5, you start hitting the the challenging spots. And in any case, you are playing a dice game, which means that there is going to be elements.
A little bit of variability there.
Mitigation, So you might just have a bad.
It is a very good comment in the chat because this is my 4th live stream I've done of this weekend. And to be fair, most of the demo games that I've run of this, the players have won. But that's because they're generally experienced gamers and we are playing on difficulty level 1 and 2. As I say, if we were to play this now on difficulty level 5, we would not win, right? We just wouldn't do it. But the more experience you get with the game, the more you learn the game, you can then start increasing the difficulty. So yeah, it is designed that on difficulty level 1, you should be able to win it. It's designed as a sort of introduction to the game to get used to it. And what's interesting is that even the people who've won on difficulty level 1, they were on the edge of their seat. They felt it was a real challenge. They felt that they were, under a lot of stress. I knew that they were doing well, but the game puts that pressure on you that it does feel like a struggle. So
yeah, we had difficulty 2, but it's not like we were on autopilot.
No,
we still
exactly.
had to actually coordinate and go, right, that's got to go there, that's got to go there. Now we kill. We had to line things up. It's not like we had the game just literally.
No.
We roll the dice, stick it somewhere, and let the game play itself.
Yeah,
there were some difficult decisions there. You're right, because obviously, no matter where you put a die, there's going to be consequences of that, which will affect future decisions.
Yeah.
And that's good.
There's 1 or 2 gamble times, so it's like, right, we need to re-roll those dice. Come on, let's have a high. Yes, it comes.
Yeah.
If it didn't come up, then you'd have a completely different turn. So,
Luke, you knew a little bit about this game going in?
Not at all.
No.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry. I know you asked us to look at it, but I
did.
At the time.
No, that's fine.
It's the way I do your things. I mean, all I knew is that this was a print and play a long time ago, but I didn't know.
Yeah.
Even when I saw the title, I thought, okay, what's this meant to be? I didn't even know it was a solo game at first. It was like,
right,
solo game, dice game. So, okay, interesting. But I usually go into whenever you do have me on the streams, I usually go in blind.
Open mind, yeah. So my follow-up question was, what was it? What you expected? But of course, neither of you knew what to expect.
No, not at all. So
okay,
I like it. Though. I do like it.
Yeah,
it's. I think to have a term with dice games, I don't mind because I'm like you, Paul. I prefer medium to heavy euros, so I have a modicum of control. So if there's dice in games, I'm of the opinion that I don't mind them being there, as long as I can do something proactive to either mitigate the damage or stack the odds in my favour. If I've got to take the damage, and this I think has that because you are choosing what you do with the resources you are given. And I think it's got a nice balance between you need the luck, as Luke says there. You can get lucky sometimes, you can get shafted, but then you are doing a lot of planning, a lot of strategy, and a lot of we can take the damage then. It means we get advantage later on, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, on this board, what have you got? Green, blue, red, yellow, and grey. So you've effectively got 5. Is that 5? Yeah, 5 different types of actions, 5 columns, and the excavator. So that's technically 6.
Yeah.
So you've got multiple things. You got to decide what you're doing.
Yeah.
So.
I'll just mention the robots quickly because you didn't see the robots. So for anybody just watching this video and hasn't seen the other streams, the way that the robot rooms work is that you put a dice in there. Let's say you use a 6, you spend the power, that will generate you a 6-point robot. If you went in there with a 4, it will generate you a 4-point robot. That robot then comes into play. You put it on any empty room, and the robot will work for you every round, doing what it does. And whenever you use it, it ticks down by 1. The important thing, though, is that the robot does not cause the alien spacecraft to move, and it doesn't count as a dice in that column. So you can still put another dice in a column. You're normally allowed to have 2 robots, so you can get 2 robots working away, basically doing stuff for you. So yeah, they're quite cool as well. Yeah. Question in the chat from Dermot: when is it released in Europe? It will be October, November time. Is there a pre-order? So CGE don't sell direct, but you can pre-order it from your normal place that you would buy games from. CGE, certainly in the UK, distribute through Asmodee. So yeah, any shops that buy from Asmodee retailer distributor, you should be able to pre-order it through whatever place you normally buy games from.
Brilliant. Fine. And this, playing this by yourself, you're talking about like 30-minute game.
About 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 30, 45 tops if you're on high difficulty and really thinking it over.
Yeah.
Small box, probably small price point. These little solo games are nice to have.
Yes.
It's just nice to have something I can just whip off the shelf and play quick. I play a lot of solo games, but a lot of them are, excluding things like Coffee Roaster and that, we're talking big mammoth, Lord of the Rings, Match the Madness style solo games. It's nice to be able to just go, right, well, something like a Nyrim or this, brilliant.
Yeah.
Put it off
and
30
it's
minutes.
going to come with, as I mentioned, over 20 different cities with different special abilities. There's going to be a campaign mode built in as well. Yeah, there's a lot of content going to be in the game. So multiple different cities, multiple different bases, lots of scalability on the difficulty level. Yeah, Yeah, they've really gone for it.
This is also a lot less depressing than This War of Mine, which is a great game.
That is true.
I love that game, though.
That is true.
Great.
That is
It's
true.
really good. But God, you want to kill yourself afterwards.
Yeah.
This somewhat more somewhat less depressing.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
You have a chance of winning this one.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true. Cool. Right.
So
well, go on.
Oh, sorry.
Yes. Bear with us a minute. I do have that in a detail on a file that they sent me today. Bear with us a minute. Because they did send me the details, and I'm just going to pull them up on screen now. UK Games Expo interview, talking points, Under Falling Skies, 30 quid.
30 quid?
Well, 30 euros. So,
right, so-
who knows? Who knows how much that will be in a couple of months' time? Might be £1 million.
Well,
You
based
don't
on
know.
most retailers, I'm probably guesstimating a 25 quid mark.
I would have said somewhere around the £25 mark, which, you know.
And that's
bargains.
well, it
Well, I
sounds
wasn't
like,
going to say that. But
Well, if you'd have told me, if you hadn't told me what you just said about the variety in the game, I might have said, well, that's probably a bit much. But then I was basing that on only having 3 bases.
no.
If you're putting 20 in.
Over
then-
20, yeah.
Yeah, that's 25 quid, and you never need to expand this game ever. You'll have like plenty of variety in there. So
Yeah,
I mean,
you say never need to expand this game, but I think we need a set of promo tiles for Columpton, Portsmouth, you know. Where do you live, Andy?
Bewdley.
Bewdley, yeah, we definitely need one for Bewdley, yeah. So
Yeah.
people are people going to buy the game and go, "Where's Boodley?"
Cool. Right, okay, so thank you very much for giving up your time on Sunday morning. I will wrap the stream up now, but yes, I'll talk to you both later on.
Thank you very much, Paul and Luke.
Thank you. Yes,
Take care.
We have the Black Knights triumph.
Okay, there we go. So yes, thank you very much for joining me for this game. I have another game of Under Falling Skies happening later on today. Let me just check my schedule because I have kind of lost track of what it is I'm doing today. I think I'm back at 12 o'clock with another game of this. Here we go. Let's have a look at my list. Yeah, 12 o'clock. Game 5 of Under Falling Skies. That is happening with Sam and Alex. And then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, my final game of UK Games Expo is Lost Ruins of Arnak. That's happening at 3 o'clock. Both of those will be broadcast on CGE's Twitch channel and on my YouTube channel. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'm going to go and get some breakfast, and I will see you all later on. Take care. Gaming Rules is proudly sponsored by Game Toppers, upgrading your gaming experience. Visit GameToppersLLC.com.